So I was having a pretty good conversation earlier with the homies, man, just about, kind of the state of some of these teams and, the ownership, the young quarterbacks, the decision making, things of that nature. Like, and just kind of how all of this stuff ties in together. All these kind of different factors tend to tie in together, the coaching staff, the owners, the money aspect of the whole thing, right? And specifically just I think this conversation arose from speaking on Bryce Young, just in general. And so, our whole thing was just kind of like, like I said, it was just multifaceted, right? Like, this is why I kind of love group chats, because everybody can kind of sprinkle their opinion in on a different topic, It's the coaching aspect of it, right? Like, now we're talking about, situations like Caleb Williams, situations like Bryce Young, right? Even when you go back with like Baker Mayfield and them, right? Like how Canales, gets the credit for Baker Mayfield having a breakout season or, coming back from the slump, whatever the case may be, right? And then it's like he goes and fucks over Bryce Young's whole career, right? Like, okay. So it's almost like, like I say, I don't even understand how that happens, right? Like you would think, especially like I would say from Carolina ownership perspective, that was the last thing you was thinking. Like you saw what he did with Baker Mayfield and thought he could do that for Bryce Young. But the thing about it is, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were 2-3 seasons off of a Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like rosters don't turn over that quickly in the NFL if we being real about the situation, right? So, that wasn't the same scenario by far, right? Not the same. Now, same division, yes, but just as far as the Bucs, like I say, even when you look at the Bucs roster compared to the Panthers roster for the past 5 years, it's been a better roster. Really, like it's really hard to make that comparison, right? Like just as far as from Baker Mayfield to what Canales kind of inherited with the Panthers, right? So again, some of these situations, it's hard to put it on anybody other than the ownership, right? Like you're the one that bought all these people together and then told them that, hey, go make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, even now we can go to Chicago, right? Like, bro, you have literally been through 3 high-ass drafted quarterbacks, like within very, 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 very recent memory. There's not a lot of teams that do that type of shit, bro. And the teams that do that type of shit just aren't good. I don't know what else to say about that. They just aren't good. They're the they're the Houston Texans, and they actually get the right one. But to be back to back to back with high draft picks is insane. It's insane. And it's like when you get somebody like Caleb Williams out there, even when you get somebody like DJ Moore out there, right? You can see the frustration, bruh. You can see it even more with DJ Moore just, because he's more established, right? Like, you probably gonna write Caleb Williams off a little bit more as far as, like, making mistakes go. But for a vet like DJ Moore, if he got an attitude, something wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, like, that just kind of goes to show you, like, how important the O-line is, like, how important coaching is. Like, now, you see the exact same shit. Now, Justin Fields goes and plays for Mike Tomlin and looks like he can be a decent starter, right? I'm seeing who the fuck is going to win the NFC North graphics, and the Steelers are actually in the picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just a, Ravens and Bengals conversation anymore. If you want to be honest about it, I think it's really more of a Ravens and Steelers conversation this year, just because, I don't know. Y'all take that KC game how you want to take it. I'm not buying it. If Justin Fields take the goddamn Steelers to the playoffs this year, what the fuck are you going to say? What are you going to say about that? What could you say about that? And I'm not even speaking in terms of like negatively about anybody from Chicago organization, because it is what it is at this point. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, bruh, And it's one of those things where you can't really pinpoint it. You know what I mean? Like, okay, well, this is the difference between, you know, Chicago and the Steelers. Shit, the Steelers got O-line issues too. They're not perfect up front either. Right? But I feel like there's more serviceable people. Kind of like with the Falcons, right? Like, the Falcons got like a star or two on the front line, but for the most part, it's serviceable guys. Right? And, you know, that was another part of the conversation that we was having. It's just like, it's a lot of these coaches out here, a lot of owners out here that's kind of scared to go run out there with serviceable guys because of the level of coaching in this league. You know what I'm saying? Like, the level of coaching is dwindling, Tom. Yeah, that shit going down too. You talking about dumbing down the game. Nigga, the coaches is the one implementing the systems that you calling dumb down. You understand what I'm saying? Now, some of these systems were created to tailor to spread quarterbacks. Okay, cool. Right? Conceptually, things of that nature, right? So my question then, if it's that much different from back in the day, right? Like preparation wise, things of that nature. When Tom Brady himself, right, said the difference between, oh no, that wasn't Tom, that was Aaron. The difference between the game back then and the game now is just way more mental, right? So if you're doing way less preparation, how are people winning? How are people scoring? How is Andy Reid here? How is Sean McVay here? Like, are there only just like 2 or 3 coaches that are innovative with their offense? Hell, Sirianni do shit that other people don't do on offense. Right? Just with the players that he has. You know what I'm saying? And that's just one thing that I think is missing from the NFL is just like a system, goddamn. Like, nigga, when you came to the Patriots back in the day, nigga, it was Belichick way. Before that, it was Parcells way or the highway. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, just little shit like that, bro. So, I don't know. What y'all think about that topic, man? You know, it's an interesting topic right now. You know, like something that, like I say, man, just something that kind of needs to be spoke on, I think. And I've kind of heard, you know, higher up opinions on it. What y'all think, man? Holla at me.
Surgeon Sports Network.